About 3 months ago, I made a video about the saddest Sims stories, and in that video I did talk about some well-known stories as well as some lesser-known stories, but there's one story that I left out, and honestly I feel like it deserves its own video. Today we're going to be talking about the tragic clown. Now, I don't know about you guys, but this freaky clown dude scared the hell out of me growing up. I mean, just look at him. Now, I'm not afraid of clowns, but I know it's a very common fear. I know at least 3 people that are afraid of clowns, okay? And this clown, he's pretty creepy. Before I get started, if you haven't subscribed, please do. It really helps push more videos out there. It encourages me, and you get to see more of these types of videos. I'm definitely trying to do more of these in-depth videos, or kind of like lore videos. Anyway, let's get started. So, the tragic clown. I'm pretty sure every Sims player knows who this is, but if you don't, that's okay. I'm gonna enlighten you, and then when you start up your game, you're probably gonna be a little freaked out, but that's fine. The Sims always gets a little creepy sometimes. Starting off with his name is actually Sunny, and he was introduced in the first Sims game. A clown's job is to make people happy, but this clown is anything but happy. And in The Sims Live and Large, the tragic clown was introduced in a painting, so if your Sims bought that painting and hung it up on their wall, there was a chance that the tragic clown would jump out of the painting, and this also happened when your Sims were in bad moods. Tragic clown attempts to raise the moods of the household. He does like tricks, he does everything to try and cheer your Sims up, but he is destined to fail. He just makes your Sims more sad, and the only way that your Sims actually gain happiness from this clown is actually torturing him, so like slapping him and insulting him. That's what raises your Sims moods, but that makes him sad. And what makes him really creepy is not just that he pops out of the painting, but he seems to have like supernatural powers or something, because if you trap him in a fence or in a room without an escape, he just pops a portal in the ground and pops up somewhere else. You cannot get rid of this clown unless you insult him like beyond anything, or if you call the clown catchers. This is a service that only appears if he's on your lot, and these like repo guys, Ghostbuster type of people show up and they take the painting away, and that makes him go away. Now, if that doesn't creep you out, what if I told you he was actually dead the whole time? Yeah, let's just take it back to The Sims 3. So if you didn't know, the timeline in order it goes from all the Sims games, it goes Sims 3, Sims 1, and then Sims 2, with the Sims 4 being on an alternate timeline. We will be talking about Sims 4, but let's talk about Sims 3 right now. So The Sims 3 is a prequel to all the games. In Sunset Valley, which is the town that The Sims 3 launched with, characters like Bella Goth or Mortimer, their children. And in the graveyard of Sunset Valley, there's actually a tombstone you can find of the tragic clown. His tombstone actually says that he died by drowning, but he has the hydrophobic trait, which these Sims don't drown. So for storytelling purposes, it might be, some people think that it's like insinuating that he drowned in his own tears, because you cannot develop traits after death and hydrophobes don't drown. And he does look different from The Sims 1. He's actually blonde in The Sims 3. He has dark blue eyes, and he's wearing like different clown makeup, and when you take that clown makeup off, he's like frowning. The rest of his traits are easily impressed, bookworm, neat, and clumsy. And he for some reason doesn't have a favorite color, but he likes classical music and key lime pie, and his lifetime wish is to become a world-renowned surgeon. If he is resurrected with the Oh My Ghost opportunity, he becomes playable and you can change his clothing, but he appears in casts without eyes and his hair is like a ghostly white. I don't know what that's about. If he's dead in The Sims 3, which is the prequel to all games, that means he was dead in The Sims 1, which explains why he pops out of a painting and can teleport. But I feel like that the first Sims game was already creepy, and this just adds like sprinkles in more elements of creepiness. So the tragic clown painting wasn't included in The Sims 3 in any like the base game or any expansion pack, stuff like that. But in the Sims 3 store, there's a set called Dawn of Sims, and it includes a painting called Ironic Clown by Angelo, which appears to be the portrait of the tragic clown. And there's also, in Supernatural, there's an elixir called Origin of the Tragic Clown, and if you throw it at another sim, it turns them to the tragic clown temporarily for 2 days. This causes your sims to get the tragic clown makeup and a top hat and a clown costume, and they also get a moodlet called It's So Tragic, which has an effect on sims around them. In The Sims 4, there is a painting that was put into the game during the 16th anniversary of the series. Sims who have this painting and view it get the tragic clown is tragic moodlet and become sad. Later in another patch, there's a chance that the tragic clown will actually randomly appear in the world, but it's not like a set specific sim. It's any generated sim becomes the tragic clown, kind of like how gardeners or maids are randomly generated. A sim will be randomly generated regardless of appearance, but they will have the makeup and the hair and the outfit. Unlike the other games, the ones from The Sims 4, they can be added normally like any other NPC, any other sim. They can be added to your household, but once you add them to your household, they no longer are considered a tragic clown. Same thing with any sim can become a tragic clown as long as they're wearing the outfit. They get a permanent Tears of a Clown moodlet, which gives them +3 sadness, and as a result, this emotion actually wears off on other sims. Other sims that are near sims that are wearing the clown suit, they get a Such Tragedy moodlet and also makes them sad. But when there are 2 sims who are tragic clowns or are wearing this outfit, the clowns actually get the Misery Loves Company moodlet, giving them a +1 happy boost. Now, from what I've seen, the only time the tragic clown is ever happy is when other people are miserable. Like in The Sims 1, these tragic clowns in The Sims 4 will try to juggle or do anything to make other sims happy, but they literally fail every time. They are destined to fail. Going back to The Sims 1, in The Sims 1, the tragic clown literally tries to appear everywhere. I'm telling you, he will take the chance. He will take the chance to appear everywhere. In the House Party expansion, he sometimes might pop up from the large cake instead of the entertainers, but the audience will always boo him, which will cause him to just run off. In the Hot Date expansion, he has a chance of appearing in downtown. If the downtown contains a Burger Clown sign with vacation, he might appear on the vacation island. If there are sims with low moods on the lot, vacation director Kana will eventually shoo the clown, but he will leave earlier if the moods are raised. With Superstar, the tragic clown may appear occasionally in Studio Town as one of the backup dancers. With Making Magic, he occasionally appears on certain lots in Magic Town. He'll ride the roller coaster or hug or prank the clown janitor. Witty Washout is another clown in this game, but he doesn't make other appearances, so let's talk a little bit about him since we're talking about clown. Witty Washout is pretty similar to the tragic clown, except he's a janitor in Magic Town, so you can't really interact with him. He looks a lot like the tragic clown, but he's not like a literal menace to society, and I think it's kind of funny that the tragic clown doesn't like Witty Washout. Like they have beef or something, because above Tragic Clown's head there will be a like thought bubble that has Witty Washout's image on it with like an X over it. He'll also hit him with the joy buzzer. I just think he's like a little interesting side character in this because he's also another failed clown, but he's not some demon hiding in paintings, and he never shows up again in the franchise. Back to the tragic clown, sometimes there is a chance that using the genie, when your sim wishes for a love interest, that the tragic clown will be picked, but they're going to be immediately rejected. This is according to the Prima Guide. It says, the tragic clown used to have an unmentionably close affiliation with Burger Clown Partnerships Incorporated, but that relationship was ended abruptly. The tragic clown has never fully recovered. His life is just full of failures. So now let's talk about The Sims 2, which should be like the future of the timeline. He actually doesn't show up in that game. He was replaced by the Social Bunny. It seems like he wasn't able to do his job even in the afterlife and was replaced by the Social Bunny, who is actually successful in cheering Sims up. And the Social Bunny does not haunt your Sims for all of eternity unless you call professionals to come take him away. So what happened to the Tragic Clown? So there's theories out there. For example, some people think that he wanted to be a surgeon or a doctor and it didn't go well for him. He ran out of money, so he started working as a clown and he got so depressed that he cried himself to death. No one knew what really happened to him. So in The Sims 3 and in The Sims 2, in the packaged food or like on the milk carton, there's sometimes a picture of the Tragic Clown. In The Sims 2, it's either Bella Goth or the Tragic Clown. I think the Social Bunny is also on the milk carton, but this implies that he went missing and nobody knew what happened to him. He died by himself. The painting of the Tragic Clown he could have painted himself and eventually went around and he haunts that painting, which is why he comes out of it in The Sims 1, and he just tries to cheer people up, try to do what he couldn't do in life, but even then he fails. He's literally sprinkled in everywhere in each of the games. I mean, in The Sims 3 there's a fish called the Tragic Clownfish, and again the painting that you can download for free on the Sims 3 store. In The Sims 3, your Sims also can make a snowman called the Tragic Clown Snowman. In both Supernatural and Island Paradise, mermaids are immune to the origin of the clown elixir that turns your Sims into tragic clowns for 2 days. The Tragic Clown can also be seen in one of the sequences on the screens in the bowling alley in the Sims 4 Bowling Night stuff. Unused sounds of the Tragic Clown can be found within the files of The Sims Bustin' Out on console. He's literally everywhere. Some people think he's based off of It. Maybe a little bit, but I think he's just like a cool little Easter egg in the games. He's creepy. He's really creepy, but I feel like he creeps me out more in The Sims 1. The Sims 4 version is not scary at all. You can make your own theories about it. As far as we know, he doesn't really have any family. He just kind of had a really bad time during his life, and even in the afterlife. No one really knows what happened to him though. I mean, he does not appear in The Sims 2. Some people think that it was because the painting was destroyed or he was taken away, or who really knows. Others think that he simply did die by drowning, and for story purposes he did develop the hydrophobia trait after death, since he roams around as a ghost. And people made paintings of him in his honor. And let me know what your theories are down in the comments. I think it was that he painted the painting and then he was so depressed he drowned in his tears and he haunts the paintings. He's a pretty interesting character and he haunts your game no matter what version of it you play. He's always there somewhere in the background, watching and listening and trying to cheer your Sims up. Playing The Sims 1 or any of the Sims games really and seeing the Tragic Clown must have been really scary for those who are afraid of clowns. If you want me to talk more about creepy Sims lore and stuff like that, let me know. I enjoy making these. And yeah, that's it for now. See you in the next video.